Hey, and we are back. We left on two kind of cliffhangery things. So yeah, Misha, I think let's roll initiative. I believe it's D8 plus Dex, I believe. So let's
Oh, that's a great roll.
Yeah. Cool. I think you beat me. So yeah, I think the freelancer, you get the feeling that I mean, you've been around, military and foreign military types a lot, and like the vibe you get from her is like hotshot pilot. You're like, oh, uh, this person was a pilot in a single person, fighter, and she turns to level the gun at you, but you've got the jump. So what do you do?
She kind of makes a gesture with her hand,
Yeah.
and the gun goes flying.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got telekinesis. Is there a role needed? Is there anything?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I can commit effort for the scene as a main action to direct telekinetic. It doesn't say specifically if there's a roll. It says it does 1d6 damage.
Okay.
No. So I think there's a weight or like a weight limit, but I think once you commit the effort, right?
It's
you
done.
move that amount. Yeah.
At the level I'm at, it can do basically what I can do with one hand. So walking a gun should be within that.
Cool. So are you like, I think you're kind of in a small office. Like it's not tiny because Delgadis is a well-connected professor, but it's not huge. So are you like driving the gun out of the room? Are you bringing it to you? Where are you swatting it?
I am probably swatting it out the door because
cool.
I don't want it because then I'm a threat.
yeah. You're not gonna pull the Darth Vader. I get it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jay was rooting for Darth Vader there. He was rooting. Cool. Yeah.
Bad guy.
You swatted out the door, and the pilot, hotshot pilot turned freelancer, player character in any other game, turns to, Delgadis and just says, like as in, what the F was that? I think they don't have a lot of, psychics on Lekau and yeah, I think everybody needs a morale check. Like, I just think that I think they need to just have a come to Jesus moment here.
Sweet little me make them scared.
Cool. Cool. Military soldier, gang boss. I'm gonna say it's a skilled professional. Yeah, I think the lady who had the gun kind of puts her hands up, and Dr. Delgadis says, well, this is embarrassing. Why don't you have a seat and we'll talk? And she kind of sits and like puts a kettle of tea on, on a little hot thing on her, like a little, science fiction teapot on her desk.
Civilized approach now, I take it.
Yes, you take it correctly.
Is there a reason you wanted the Terran mandate dead? Or at least not poking their nose in your business?
I
And also,
thought.
did you think that nobody knew I was here? Because that's just dumb.
So she says something, and I'm going to tell you like what you know when you see it, right? She says, "You're absolutely right. I was an impulsive decision. I was scared. How can I help you?" But like, you get the feeling that like she's lying, and like she had a plan, like something. They had it covered, and you're not sure how. It doesn't make any sense.
Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. Let's try this again.
We definitely did.
My name is Abby Duster. I'm an envoy of the Terran Empire, or of the Terran delegate. You, from what I understand, are Dr. Delgado of the Aegean Circle. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And it was my understanding that you are a respected member of the Aegean Circle, correct?
I was elected president last year.
And as president, is it your practice normally to just kill people?
Not normally, no.
Ah,
No.
so I'm an exception to the rule. So then it remains to be seen whether I'm an exception because I'm from the Terran Mandate or if I'm an exception for some other reason. So which is it?
The ruins that I've spent my life studying are a delicate topic. We've spent 300 years both dreading and looking forward to you all returning. I had a fearful reaction, and for that I'm sorry. And again, like I'm just gonna, like, the music tells you, right? She's lying.
Yeah,
like there's just a lot of I'm gonna come back to you because Ro is dealing with another freelancer, and he bounced. Yeah, Ro. He runs. He turns. There's a pause in the conversation. He runs.
Right.
What do you do?
I let him go.
Okay.
I let him go.
Okay.
Well, I'll shout before he gets too far.
Yeah.
I'll shout at him. I'll pay you. It's a paying gig.
Oh shit.
Hey, look, you now gotta know how to apply the pressure properly. Sometimes that's the pocket.
I have a budget.
Yeah, he stops. He stops.
Nice.
And he says, what kind of budget?
Come on, man. It's the Terran Mandate. I have a budget.
What do you need from me?
I just got here. You've been here. You can catch me up pretty quick.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need something. I mean, I can't just do this on the promise of Terran reign. You know what I mean?
Do you know what the Terran Mandate is?
Yeah, it's the government from old Earth, but that doesn't mean.
How much you making now? What are you making now?
They're paying me a 1,000 creds a week plus expenses.
So let's say that and a half. Starting today.
Cool. Can we get 3 weeks paid ahead?
Well, let's go talk to my boss, and I'm sure we can get that worked out. I know I can get you 1.5 what you're getting right now. Whether they front you 3 weeks ahead, I don't. But I think it's doable.
Yeah. Abby, did you tell Ro where you did you text him and tell him where you were going?
I shot him a message. Where I was going.
Cool. Yeah, I think Ro, you definitely felt your phone go during all this mess, and you know where Abby went.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ping Marie too, just so.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
And I put my hand out and I told him I'm Carter.
Yeah, he shakes your hand and says, I'm Trivedi. How long have you been in sector?
And I'm honest with him. I tell him how long we've been in sector. I Jamal don't remember how long.
Yeah. Couple of weeks or whatever it is. Yeah. He says, I would have thought you guys would have rolled in with a Bruegel class battle cruiser and just gone up to the front door and knocked.
Well, what do you think would have happened if we did it that way?
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
I think we're trying to take the temperature of the place before, we announce, we're back. They may not want us back.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And so you'll be a consultant, right? All I want is your experience, right? You've got more experience about what's going on, what's happening, what's what.
Yeah.
I think that's.
And I think you're coming up the stairs and walking across to the office door where Abby is, and as you go across, as you're walking across, you're there early enough that you see a pistol fly out the door.
Do I know Abby's has? Well, I will assume I don't know this aspect about.
You've probably never seen her use it in
right. And I don't know if I've ever peeked at your file or anything, so I don't know if it's in there or not. So
cool.
I think when we get to the threshold of the door, we're kind of on alert, right? I'm assuming there's a scrap going on and the gun flew out of somebody's hand.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I think you hear Abby giving this the head of the Aegean Circle a pretty good verbal going over, and everybody looks I think her and the professor are seated, and someone else, a young woman who is clearly working with Trivedi is there, and they kind of nod to one another oh yeah, we're both player characters in another game, and yeah, what do you do with the pistol? Do you go pick it up on your way in, or do you just leave it on the ground?
No, I do pick it up. Cool. Especially if it looks like the one that Trivedi
it totally does. It totally it's different because the shape that got melded to the slug thrower is different, but it it's got that Xeno alteration. Yeah, no doubt.
I pick it up and I kind of toss Trivedi a look this looks like yours, that kind of look.
Yeah. He shrugs.
So I hang on to it.
Yeah.
And then we walk in to check on Abby.
Cool.
Well,
yeah.
check on who she's interrogating.
Yep.
Sounds like she has it under control.
So where do we go from here, Envoy?
Well, it depends entirely upon you.
All right. What is it that you're looking for?
Information primarily. What have you found so far? Mostly was trying to get a lay of the land when I arrived, and then you tried, stuff.
Nice. Would a I'm not exactly sure. Are you just looking for a catalog of xenoarchaeological artifacts and what we found? Are you looking for a full research archive? I mean, all of this could take time.
Let's start with what's the most unusual thing you found so far?
Yeah, she closes the door to the office and she says, the most unusual thing we found is that these artifacts possess a unique relationship to time.
And the fact that you're merging them with weaponry, what does that do?
We have discovered a way to merge them with small arms so that those shot with them are I don't know how to put it. They're forgotten.
Oh, that's what you meant by you had it under control.
Yes.
And I'm taking it you haven't tried it with larger arms yet.
We have experiments underway, but it's difficult. It's difficult.
Tell me, is the Aegean Circle in the habit of making weaponry out of archaeological fact?
We have to defend ourselves. This sector is...
Defend yourselves from whom?
From those who would take these artifacts and use them for their own purposes.
Like the Aegean Circle.
Yes, like the Aegean Circle. Yes.
So, are you saying there's factions within the circle that are fighting against each other, or are you trying to blow up everybody?
We're not trying to blow up anyone. We just are hoping to defend ourselves. That's all.
Against what?
There is a combine of mercantile interests called the Prow Navigational Combine, and it is very powerful, and it has instigated at least one war that we know of. And if they take control of our organization, we don't know what they'll do with the weaponry. And that's where I am. That's where we are. That's the world we find ourselves in.
And so what do you get out of getting rid of the Terran Mandate?
You are going to upset the balance. I didn't know what you were going to ask us to do. I don't know who you are. You're a new faction on the board, and I panicked.
Just saying, if one small girl is enough to panic you, maybe your
Let's not
organization
be disingenuous. You represent far more than just one small girl.
And yet you didn't even give us a chance.
Envoy.
Well, I think I'm done upsetting your apple cart for now. But there will be a report, you know.
Of course.
And you'll feature in it quite heavily.
Right.
If I might.
Toodles. Ro, there you are.
I introduce Trivedi. I'd like to hire Trivedi as a local consultant.
Excellent.
But I have a question for, is it the doctor?
This is Dr. Delgado.
Dr. Delgado. Have you found any alien presence, biologicals, in the ruins?
No, we have not.
Have you found any information or evidence that they might return?
That is a fraught question.
Just yes or no, please. It's important.
How do you answer that question with people whose tools exist in a way that doesn't make sense to the way that we perceive time?
I'll take your best guess.
Best guess. My best guess is that they are studying us and seeing what we do with their toys. My best guess is that if they should return, if they ever left, they will take each of the planets habitable one by one. And when they are there for when they have planted themselves there properly, they will have never left.
That's a cynical take.
That's how their objects work.
Thank you.
Oh, so you figured out how they work.
No, but that's what we've been able to figure out.
Well, I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I'd be lying. And I try not to lie.
Right.
The first moment Ro has to have a conversation with Abby, I let her know what he found before we left about that beacon and the Terran. Yes, so that way my questions make sense.
Huh. Good to know. You've still got that gun that went flying, yeah?
Yes.
Good.
You want me to forget them?
No.
Oh, shit.
No.
I think he's teasing, right? I think he's teasing.
No, that would be... I'd have to put that in the report.
No, they'd be forgotten. Whatever that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Kind of curious, though.
I asked Trivedi, has he ever forgotten somebody, right? Does his work the same way, and what actually happens?
Yeah, he says, oh, here's what he says. I think he gets really like pale and he says, I know I fired it.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Oh my.
That is fantastic.
Oh wow. Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
have you tried firing it at objects as opposed to people?
I mean, I took it to the range. Nothing.
Okay, so nothing weird happens when you fire it at stationary objects that don't live. Good to know.
Wow.
This is fascinating.
I remember I fired it.
Yeah, right. So, how much are we hiring him for?
I give her the numbers and the 3-week advance.
Is that within our budget?
Well, I don't.
I have no damn idea. I didn't think about money and this this thing at all. I mean, I think you're going to have
a whole damn freaking embassy, right?
Right. Yeah. There's got to be some kind of discretionary budget, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to hand wave it. You're not asking for anything too wild. My buddy Anthony would have tried to buy a nuke by now, so I'm gonna just say that you're hiring the goods of one freelancer. I'm totally cool with it. And yeah, is there anything? I feel like we're kind of like in the wind down to this episode. Is there anything else we want to do before we kind of finish up? Is there anything?
I think Ro wants to make sure Abby knows I'm turning over the responsibility of that hidden agenda that the mandate has and the fact that these aliens may still be here to her, right? Because she's the boss. And then it's off my plate. I don't.
Gee, thanks. She slides that pile of crap right back at you.
Yeah.
I think you're more equipped to handle this than I am.
I found it for you, boss. You have to make the. I mean, that's your pay grade, right? You gotta, right? I don't know what to do with it, but here it is.
Right. It goes in the report.
Now, if you file that report, that beacon will probably fire off.
Well, you can write a report and have it, set to auto send.
Okay.
Nice. So you're not going to send it for a while?
Yeah, dead man switch it. If I don't hit the pause button every so often.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it. Love it. Cool.
I do want to get Marie analyzing the weapon.
Yeah. Cool. Let's make some science rolls. I mean, let's just see what we can figure out. I have no idea how that would work. But let's science the shit out of this.
For science. I
don't know.
It feels like no, right?
Yeah, I think it's just no. Yeah. So I'm gonna say make a no roll, and I mean you've got Marie helping you in a way that I think that they are particularly designed to do, which is like study something in a kind of closed environment, like in the ship. So I think roll 3d6 and take the 2 higher.
Okay.
Which is like just how I'm doing like AI advantage.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a formula for that.
Right. You can just roll 3d6 and we'll just look at it.
4, 6, 4, so 10.
Yeah. Cool. Tell me exactly like what you're looking for and like what are you studying for and like what.
I'd like to figure out how they merged it to the doohickey and like any properties of the artifact that's attached that they can get that would make sense to like look for.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And so I think, so here's the other one. Are you looking at Triveti's or are you looking at the one that was thrown out the door that Ro picked up?
I probably wouldn't take Triveti's from him.
Okay.
Because we hired him for a reason.
Yeah,
so it's probably the one we picked up.
Cool.
We might look at his after we've looked at this one, but
yeah. Yeah. So I think it like takes a couple weeks, right? You're like you're looking at a bunch of stuff, and you're working kind of closely with this thing. You used your mental powers to throw. It was pulled on you, and you used your mental powers to throw it out of the room. And then Ro brought it back, and I think like at about a week and a half in. You notice that like the way Marie talks about it, like changes. And, you
is it from like artifact to entity kind of shift?
No, it's she says, like, you're talking about moving forward with her and like trying to like plan on how what's going on. And she says, well, I mean, this is the one that you and Ro brought to the sector with you. So maybe we should look at Triveti's and see if there's a difference between the two.
I'm sorry, what, sweetheart?
This is the pistol with the alien tech that you and Ro brought with you to the sector?
No. That came from the sector. We couldn't have brought it to the sector because it was in the sector when we got it.
Yeah, and like there's that like another like glitch moment, right? And she shows you the I mean, I think we even did this in the first game, right? Where like you look at the manifest of like everything in in the thing, and Ro did that. Right? Ro was like, I want to see the manifest. And in the manifest is like pistol parentheses Xeno altered. And it's like it's written in. And she says, I'm sorry, is my manifest not accurate?
She sticks her head out the door. Whoa!
Yeah.
I tell Marie that her manifest is inaccurate. When was her last backup?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting a scroll into the backups. Oh yeah.
That's because that's my day job, right?
Yeah. Feels.
Oh, I love it.
I've done that more than once. Hey, let me restore this thing you deleted, dumbass.
Yeah.
When did you delete it? Oh, crap.
So,
yeah, I think she backed up like right as she arrived at the beginning of the adventure, like beginning of the first adventure. Yeah.
Nice. So I say do not alter your backup. Compare what you have with the backup, but do not touch or edit the backup.
Yeah. And I think like when she does that, she says, is this a joke?
It's Ro. Does Ro joke with you? Come on.
Remember,
How did this thing?
I told you to turn off your humor thing because
Cool. And yeah, I think there's this weird moment where like your AI realizes that this temporal Xeno artifact has insinuated itself into her memory banks, and complete with timestamps, and she's like, yeah, I know, I can see that it did that, but it feels very real to me.
I believe you.
It feels real?
Yes.
Feels.
I remember doing a visual scan of everyone as we walked into the perimeter agency bunker and seeing that gun on your hip.
Huh.
Yeah, this awkward.
Yeah. So I would think, Marie, you can now see that you're affected by this Xeno, right? So I'm hoping you can figure out how to prevent further effects now that you have your own backup, right?
Yeah.
Analyze how does it do that?
Make
also,
a program
can we
roll.
find out what else might have changed between the backup and now? Just for my personal.
Yeah,
I thought about it, but I'm like, I don't want to know.
I do. Please.
Y'all shot 5 people. You don't remember?
You don't remember?
Yeah. I really love that idea. I think Jay. I think Ro needs to make a program roll to help Marie program a kind of firewall against this kind of temporal hacking that's going on.
Can do.
Yeah, because I can't.
All right. Here comes my program roll.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you help her like build a firewall, and you realize that like what this thing has is a type of like temporal radiation that permeates everything around it. And it got into her computer memory. Just like it got into Itako's computer and hologram and yeah, cool. So I think like, yeah, you figured out how to shield your AI from it, which I think is super cool. And I think next game we'll email back and forth a bit and figure out, how we want to what we want to do next in this weird, sector where, time is being effed with by Xeno radiation, and kind of call it a night. That's a fine 2 hours and 20 minutes a game into me, as far as I'm concerned. I'm good with it.
No, that's fantastic.
Cool.
I mentioned it before. I like the fringe feel to the episode. Yeah.
I enjoy Stars Without Number. Like the weirder it is, the more I like it. Especially because the system is kind of like the straight man, right? It's like like hey, roll some dice. What do you want from me? Here's a reaction table.
Right.
And the stuff you have, if you're like, hey, I'm not sure what to do, like those tools are awesome. But like, so I feel like the weirder you put the alien stuff, like the better. And so, yeah, it was really fun. Like I've been thinking about this alien tech for a while, and I'm glad you all dove into how weird it is. And yeah, I dug what you did, but what you both did with it. That was cool. Awesome. We'll finish up next week and see where we end up. And my name is Judd. He, him. Thank you all for listening. I am going to shill something if you don't mind. I'm going to put my links in the chat. And when this is and when this grows up one day and becomes a full, a YouTube video, I'll sneak in and put this link in the comments. And the top link is a t-shirt store, because I wanted a nerdy t-shirt, and so I made one. And then I realized that a bunch of weird images I had made in the past year with Affinity, the Affinity Art Suite, would make cool t-shirts. And so I just made the nerdy t-shirts I want to see in the world. And then I made a bunch that I'm like, I wouldn't wear that, but I bet there's someone who will. And so anyway, have a look, have a click, purchase it if you would like. And that is the weird nerdy thing, t-shirts with liches on it. Who knew? I didn't even know I wanted this until I made it. So that's where I'm at. I've got a podcast called Daydreaming About Dragons, also in the links. But if you just put in the search term Daydreaming About Dragons, I'm pretty sure you'll either find it or find some awesome person who just happens to be daydreaming about dragons. Either way, it's a win for you. And that is me. Misha, what's going on with you? What are you working on? Anything you want to kind of get out into the world and let people know about?
So I'm Misha B, she, her. You can find me on Twitter as BG Gameworks or on my website, blackrollgameworks.com. We're getting quotes for Arun so that we can get it printed, so that people can have it out in the world. And I'm finishing up some freelance projects, which I'm trying to figure out if they're. I can't remember what's announced and what isn't. So I know Pathfinder has. Yeah, as well as I don't remember if I know Pathfinder is announced. I wrote a part of an adventure for Starfinder, actually, not Path. Well, I also wrote stuff for Pathfinder. Anywho, there's stuff out there. I actually have an Amazon page with my name on it now, and it's very weird.
I know
that on Amazon, right? It's so weird.
I saw that. Yes,
it's so weird. How about you, Jay?
I'm on the same Amazon page. I'm Matt J. You can find me on Twitter at MattJ0. I'm the host of the Diceology podcast, and I wrote stuff for Pathfinder too. That was weird. Someone sent the link and said, "Hey, is this you?" And I went and looked, and it's the Mwanji Expanse for Pathfinder, and I did some stuff in there. And sure, I'm in there. It's me, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's
right.
I'm on Amazon. Okay, right. So that's bizarre. Nice. We mentioned it earlier. My Kickstarter for Lifted funded, and I'm working on that. I got a bunch of words and stuff to write for that. That's my superhero setting for Champions. And then I'm here on actual play. We're actually playing Mothership, so we'll be back in 2 Thursdays for our last episode of Mothership, which I really like.
Yeah, it's fun and creeptastic.
Yeah, it's really fun. And you have a Champions actual play on your podcast that was one of the most fun APs I've ever listened to. I definitely was listening to it and I was like, someone make this a comic, someone just do it. It was so good. It's about, if I remember correctly, it's about a former supervillain who's in witness protection, right?
Yes, he's in witness protection. Yes.
It's so good. Oh my goodness.
Charles Picard. He came up with I've got 2 more episodes of that to push out, and I need to do it.
Yeah, do it, please. It's so good.
Because we kind of wrap it up, and then I want to push his character sheet out there because he does something pretty cool I hadn't seen before, and I thought, well, yeah, of course you could do that. So his secret ID is the villain ID, right? Right.
Because he's in witness protection.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
I did the same thing. I'm like, what? Of course, right?
Brilliant.
Of course, right?
That is such a baller Champions move. Holy cow. I've been playing Champions since I'm 17, and I have never seen anyone do that. That is so smart.
You came out with that. I'm like, of course. Yes, of course.
Please get those out, Jay. Those are really good actual plays. And I don't like listening to actual plays, but I was like, I like Champions. I like Jay. I'll give this a shot. And and then I think I was doing chores around the house, and I was just like, I usually like I'll stop listening to things when I'm vacuuming because I don't want to get headphones on. But I was like, give me the headphones. I got to get headphones on. I'm vacuuming so I can keep listening. It was good. It was real good. Like I was into it. It's like that really good witness protection thing where but it's a super villain, but it's still that same thing where the cops are just like, ugh, you guys, like this, come on, he leave him alone. Like, can't you just leave him alone? It's awesome. It's really, really cool. I'm totally into it. I am super excited that you're both working on stuff and have cool things. And the podcast also has cool people coming up in it, doesn't it? Jay, or you don't want to talk about that yet? Or
no, I can. So I'm going to push out. I just got finished having a conversation with Kira McGrawn. We talk a lot about post-cyberpunk stuff, transhumanism. That was an awesome interview, and I love talking with her. And then the Bakers are going to come on.
Nice.
And they're going to come on together. So I was juggling. I'm like, do I want to do 2 separate episodes or bring them together to 2 separate ones?
Right.
Come on, and we'll have a big conversation.
Cool.
You do 2 episodes with both of them. Ah.
Oh, hey.
Ooh, double feature.
Yes.
and Kira is one of the many thousands of cool names on the Ravenloft group, right? Like
yes.
Yeah. Holy cow.
So that one's done. I have to edit it, and then that should be out in a week. Next Thursday. Yeah, next Thursday. Okay. And then the Bakers will come on, and I'll record that one. So, so it's been a pretty busy month, and we're still in it. So,
indeed, cool. I'm glad we got to game and do some weird time travel-ish radiation hijinks, and I got to hear see your faces and hear the cool stuff you're working on. That was fun, and I will not forget to push end broadcast, but I think first I've got to. Is there like an end? I think we just do a count. I don't know. I don't.
I don't want was an outro. Here it is in brand. Here we go.
You see outro?
I thought there was one.
Leaves? Is there like just like a background like?
No, it's just our 5-minute wait screen.
No. All right.
So we could do a hard drop.
I think we're doing a hard drop. We are just getting out. All right, folks. I'm sorry. We are like an aliens drop ship. We're just doing it. Yeah. We'll see you. There's gonna be nothing smooth about this. It's gonna be abrupt. Not because we don't love you. It's just that we got to go. This is over.
We need one of the little clapperboard thingies.
Totally. 3, 2.